We're back getting ready for the next deer season. So me and my boy Trent came out here and scouted for a little while yesterday, and we found some trails, and we think we figured out what these deer are doing. So I went and got some more cameras, and I'm gonna go get these out. And really, I've got a decent deer showing up out here. I'll put if I can, I'll put a picture of it up now. But yeah, I feel like I'm going to concentrate most of my season to this spot this year. I've got big deer here, so I mean, I don't really see any point in trying to go anywhere else. I mean, I have a good spot, so. But I will say, I'm going to hunt the same area a little bit different this year. I'm going to try to be, you know, I tried to hunt smart last year, but I'm going to be like, I went heavier on the scouting, and I'm going to run a lot more cameras in this one spot and really figure out these deer just to kind of increase my odds some. So, because I have some theories that I'll be able to kill a lot more of the big deer out here a lot faster by hunting this new way we came up with. So I'll kind of get out there and show y'all kind of what I'm thinking and what we figured out. And yeah, it's good to be back getting ready. Y'all, so we're at the first spot where we're putting the camera. I'll flip the camera around so I can kind of see everything we found. So here we are. So there's a pasture behind us, and we found just a deer highway basically. So they're coming out through here, and they're hitting this trail headed this way. So, and there's several trails that converge all in this one spot. And there's all kinds of rub lines and stuff through there. So I'm planning on, we scouted and they're all coming this way, which the feeder I have set up is about 200, 300 yards that way. I mean, you can see they're hitting it, this trail here. So the plan is to watch them there, and I'll probably get in that tree right there. And you can see the tracks. But ideally, if I can get in one of those trees back there, I'll have a nice little chip shot at whatever's walking through here. So we're gonna put one here and then one a little bit farther down where some more of the trails kind of converge together, just to kind of watch and see. But that's kind of what we found. So just see what happens now. Hey y'all, so we came about, I don't know, maybe 50 plus-ish yards away from that camera. We've got camera number 2 set up here. So you can see there's a trail here coming from under there, under that pasture where they come out here, and they also come from here and here, and maybe even here sometimes. But the biggest trails you can see are through here and here. As you can see, these are pretty old, but there's an old rub, and there's a rub right there. So yeah, this is definitely a good little path here. And there's another old one over there, I think that's a rub, looks like one. But yeah, so these trails, so I'll get pictures of any deer on this camera right here that comes through there. And if we keep going this way, this is the trail that loops up right to my feeder. So I'm not gonna hunt directly over the feeder, but I'm gonna keep the feeder full and hunt the trail that the deer use to get to my feeder. Because, you know, trying to go after mature bucks, you know, which they're mature bucks out here, you hardly ever see them on feeders, especially in daylight. So if I can get, the thing is, we figured out that, I mean, we noticed every deer that I get pictures of is on the right side of the feeder. So we figured out they're walking down this trail to get to my feeder, and then they're turning back around and going the same way back out. So they're just going back and forth down this trail. And I've noticed at times, even the deer I killed last year, he would show up about 30 minutes after I would get out of the stand every time I'd hunt almost. And he was always on the right side of the feeder, aka the side that this trail goes from. So it makes perfect sense. And he came from the right side of the feeder whenever I shot him. So to me, it just makes perfect sense as to why that happened. So I'm gonna move into a denser spot away from the feeder. So that way the feed is still giving me some benefit, but I'll have a higher chance of getting around where the mature bucks are. If I can, I'll show some pictures of when I'm talking about how all the deer are on the same side of the feeder on my trail cams. So you can kind of see what I mean. But we're back at my stand, the rifle stand at least. Depending on what I see on the cameras and stuff, I may not hunt out of this stand. But my feeder is there. And the trail that these deer come through, they come through here and they loop down that way. And that's where we just came from and have those cameras. Big Boy came this way. Every deer that I'm getting pictures of is on this side. So what I'm gonna do, you can even see tracks there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep this thing full, and you can see the trail that these deer use right here to come to the feeder. And it goes right where we just came from. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move the camera from my feeder right here, right here, so I can see what I'm seeing is true. I may put a SD card camera on a tree over here, like right there, that points this way to see if there's any chance that there's deer that come from south. There are tracks here, but not as many, and I haven't seen as many deer come this way. And if anything, I think sometimes the deer it just depends. Like, it looks like the tracks are going that way, in which that's what we figured out, was that they were coming this way, they're going back that way, or going through and then coming back is what we think they're doing. So I'm gonna get this camera moved off the trough and then fill it up, and then start watching and see what happens, see if we were right. Y'all, so we made it back. I got my feeder all filled up and ready to go. So we're gonna just wait and see what the cameras show. After this video, or after this little section, I'll add the pictures of the deer and stuff that I was talking about, showing that they're on the right side, kind of what I talked about in the video. So the first picture I'll show is the big deer that I'm getting on camera some now, that for right now would be hopefully the target deer, but you know, there's several big ones that have been through here last year that to my knowledge are still alive, including one that I've had out here for like 3 years now. It's a huge 7-pointer. So hopefully as we get closer to the season and we get out of the summer, some of those deer may start showing back up, which is just now July. So we'll see. But so the first picture, it's a picture of the buck, the biggest one I'm getting on velvet right now. And then the second picture I'll show, or the second pictures I'll show will be Big Boy, the deer I killed last year. I'll show him on the right, how he came in on the sides I was talking about, with that down that trail, how he came on the right side as well. And then the third pictures, I'll show like a little bachelor group of bucks that's been coming through, and they've also been on that same side. So it kind of, when there's a common pattern, like that. It means they're probably all doing the same thing, and especially when you see it that regular, it's pretty much like they've got to be doing it every time. So sorry, my phone's sliding. I'm driving down this road, but now I just got to sit back and watch the cameras. I've been doing a lot of fishing and stuff, so I'm gonna keep fishing until deer season gets here. I hope y'all been liking the fishing videos. I'm still pretty new to fishing, and I don't know if y'all keep up with me on Instagram or anything. I just got my first boat. I got me a bass tracker from a good buddy of ours that we know was selling his. Got a great deal on a fantastic boat, so I'm hyped about that. It's great. So accidentally bumped into the dock a little too hard, so it has a little bitty small boo-boo on the front of it. Nothing major, like you wouldn't be able to notice it unless you got up close and looked at it, so it's not bad. But yeah, so that's kind of what all's going on. So we're just gonna keep fishing. Whenever I go on a trip again, I'll bring the camera, get some more fishing action going. But we're just gonna, I've done about everything I can do now, scouting wise, and prepping for the season, other than getting my actual stand hung. So I'll probably make a good little setup video whenever I actually get all the tree stand stuff in, and kind of show you my setup, how I set it up, and like where my shot angles and stuff are. So I'll get that lined out, and you know, we'll just see, keep watching the camera, see what happens. So one of the biggest things you learn from hunting and fishing is patience, and half of it's a waiting game, waiting for that opportunity that sometimes only happens once. So you've got to be ready for that opportunity, and every free second I have to hunt, I'm gonna be out here. So we'll just, you know, take it from there. So I hope y'all are doing good. I know my channel's still small, but I mean, hey, I'm doing it because I love it. Now, yeah, I would love for this channel to grow and be big one day. It'd be my absolute dream to just run a hunting YouTube channel. I would love every second of that, because it's my absolute passion. But you know, I really appreciate every single one of y'all that watches my videos. So hopefully I'll be able to get a big one down this year on camera with the whole shot, so I can take y'all with me and, you know, have a fun little story for y'all to watch. But I really appreciate y'all. I love y'all, and God bless.